Hi there. So I thought it was about time to tell you about my comfrey teas and my nettle teas. There you can see the nettle tea that's been brewing for about 3 or 4 months now. And so it's about time to start my next one, which is comfrey tea. But as in good old Blue Peter fashion, here's some of the tea, the nettle tea that's there, that has been prepared already. And you've got to be very careful with this stuff and the comfrey tea and any of the weed tea fertilizers that you make, because it becomes smelly. It smells like animal slurry. If you've lived on a farm, you'll know what that's like. It's not a nice smell. So it's very strong, very potent. I'll talk about the different aspects of nutrients in the different teas in a minute. But you want to dilute it. So this is about 250 mils, and you want to dilute it by about 20 times for a foliar spray. It's got to be diluted more for a foliar spray. So 1 to 20 ratio. With a direct to the soil, a 1 to 10 is good. So that was about 500 mil. So, just so you know, you need to dilute it. Now, here I'm making the comfreys come up, as you've seen in just the clip before this. Comfrey's coming up really nicely now, and this is the perfect time to pick it for this before it flowers, because otherwise all of that energy goes into the flowers, and we want to get that energy and the nutrients in our tea. So, why do we make these teas? Well, certain plants like nettles and comfrey and yarrow and chickweed and borage, minus lettuce and dandelion are all known as dynamic accumulators, which means they pull different nutrients from the soil and store them in their leaves and stems. So we want to take advantage of all of those nutrients that they've got, because they're going to be beneficial for our plants. So it becomes a brilliant fertilizer. Now, comfrey is often seen as the best because it has all 3 main nutrients: potassium, phosphorus and nitrogen. So it really hits the mark with most plants, especially leafy greens and fruits as well. It's just got all of those things, as well as those NPK. It's also got loads of other micronutrients in it. Nettles are particularly high in nitrogen, iron and potassium. Thank you, John Pierce. Actually, look at the comment of the previous video where John Pierce makes some brilliant contributions to some of the micronutrients that are also found in nettles. Now you can use compost. You can just use compost to do this, because any organic matter is going to have some of these elements in there. So a mixture of different elements is always good. You can also use docks, and I don't know whether they are actually a dynamic accumulator, but we have loads of them on the land, and I bet I won't be able to see one just here, but loads. I was picking some in my potato bed, my no-dig potato bed. Docks have got really long roots, and they're obviously picking up all sorts of nutrients from deep down below, bringing them to the leaves, and of course then you can put those leaves either onto your vegetable bed. They're definitely high in nitrogen, and they'll have lots of other micro nutrients in them as well, and so they're useful as well. But let me know if they are a dynamic accumulator or not. Anyway, so what we want to do to make it is break it up into small bits. You want to sort of put it into water, so you can just about move it about without it being difficult to move it about with a stick. So here, that's about right, I reckon. Probably might add a bit more in there, but gives you an idea. Now, after about 2 weeks, it'll start bubbling and it'll start smelling loads. That's it fermenting. That's it ready to be used. So I'm going to now leave this, cover it, obviously make sure that it doesn't have any bugs can get in there, any mosquitoes can lay their eggs in there, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks time, by the time my nettle teas run out, my comfrey tea will be ready to take over the fertilising of my fruit and veg. One of the things you might want to avoid, and you don't have to, but because of the smelly nature of this, you might not want to put this foliar spray onto things like kale and cabbage and things that you're going to eat straight away. That's really it. That's how I make my teas, and I'll be adding these onto the plants to help them grow better.
As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe, share if you want to, and hit the notification bell to see the next videos.